Well, today's been an expensive day. I've gone through some cash today on the project car. I'll show you what all I got. If you watch my video to the end, you'll see some of the old outboards that I have that I've restored. And also a Bel Air. Some people have been asking about the Bel Air, if I get rid of it or anything. No, I haven't. So that'll be in this video too. I picked up a couple gallons of paint, some hardener, some reducer. I'll buy the hardener as I need it. I thought I'd, being that I'm painting a lot more than just the exterior body is why I got 2 gallons. So I'll use one of them like on the inside panels, under the hood, under the trunk, and then the other one on the complete outer body and door jambs. They're shaded pretty much all the same. They're mixed at exactly the same time, same formula, so you won't see any shade difference, but it's got a lot of metallic in it, so it's going to be fun to spray. I dabbed a little on the car off the stick. It's a pretty darn good match. That is the original color to the car. I don't know how well that shows up in the video with the lighting here, but it's really a pretty much well an exact match. And I got the drums turned. They both had plenty of meat left on them, and the one lug stud that was broken on this one, when I bought the car, I got a new stud and nut for it. So I'll get the drums cleaned up. I'm gonna clean all that stuff up, clean the, paint them, clean them out, repack the wheel bearings so when the new brakes, come and everything, I can throw it all together. I don't think these brakes had a lot of miles on them. I really think that not too long before the car was parked, it had a brake job, because the wheel cylinders and everything were just in too good a shape to, been the original ones. I think they'd been replaced at one time, maybe, I don't know. But the drums cleaned up. You just put a finish cut on them. They didn't even, they weren't really pitted or anything. They came out super nice. So I'll throw them in the parts washer, clean the hubs out, maybe give them a quick bead blasting, and give them a paint job. And seeing I'm going with the original master cylinder braking system that this car came with, I stopped at Inline Tube, and I guess they're Shelby Township, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I ordered all new brake lines for the whole car. It's a 7-piece kit. It's a hose from the master to the block, the lines across to there, to the back, and across the axle. Everything in stainless steel. To buy them in mild steel was $14 less than stainless steel, so I got the stainless steel ones. And by the time I buy the tubing and bend it all up and install it, it's cost about, my time. The cost was, I might be spending another $30 having, buying the lines pre-made as to buy all the line and do it myself. And this way they're stainless steel. I don't have the equipment to bend stainless steel. And while I was up at my dad's, I went digging around, and yes, I had front shock absorbers, but they're missing the nuts. That's the only thing they're missing. And they're a little beat up looking, so I'll maybe give them a coat of paint. I'll show you. They're brand new though. But like I say, the nut that threads on the top is missing. They are auto light. Can you see where it says auto light? So yeah, we got original OEM type shocks. And I had to pick up a new, some more media for the bead blast cabinet. It's 80 grit glass. One more thing too, I do have insurance on the car. I did insure it, certificate of insurance. Those 66 Michigan plates are being registered to the car, so the car is actually, comes right down to it, it's road legal. And here it sits. So I'm going to try and get the inner fenders prepped up for paint today, so that maybe Thursday or Friday I can shoot them. I forgot the sawhorses when I was up at my dad's to put those on, so when I go to pick up the brake lines, when they're done bending up the brake lines, I'll get the sawhorses, because that's about 2/3 of the way to my dad's place where I'm having the brake lines done. and then I can get the fenders and the hood, start getting them ready to strip and paint. And in the meantime, I'm gonna scrape out all this seam sealer. I just taped the antenna up out of the way and recaulk all that so that I can, then I'll probably scrape out the seam sealer, sand it out, recaulk it, and then paint it so that it, you know, I want the seam sealer to stick. And I've had a few people ask if I'm going to do anything to the inside of these, and the answer is yes. I'm going to paint the inside of them. When I take the doors off, I can get in here easily, a lot easier. Take these panels off. Sorry, there's no light in here, but these are the floor vents that you could see from the inside. So I'll take the panel off, take that floor vent out, and then I can have easy access in there to the inside of this to spray it. And I think I'm going to mask this off, so you know, maybe right on this edge, so that I don't, that paint is fine, and that I'll leave that paint original and that number there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking that right now. So, and I'm going to paint this too, just to make it look a little nicer. I have some stuff. One of you suggested using that rubber bumper paint. I actually have some, and it's kind of a dull. It would look good on there, and it's flexible, so it'll stick to plastic. You know, a lot of things don't stick to plastics. You got to have additives and paints to get stuff to stick to them. So I think that'll work pretty good. Definitely keep an eye on my videos for the giveaway on this. I'm going to probably be doing that next week. So as long as this video is about spending money more than working on the car, see how the taillight bezels are all pitted? And these are a little pitted too. And I found a set of NOS lenses that have this, and they're on their way. I got them for $49 a piece, the lenses with all this. And then I got these. And these are NOS too. Ford part number. It's all right there. So we can replace these pitted up. And they're crazy. I just don't like the looks of them. You know, once there's new paint on there, and I'll replace these rubber seals. They're all available. And that's going to look nice on the car. Nice new bezels. The taillights are going to glow in this car. They're going to look nice. Installed the shock absorbers. They look really good in there. Gave them a quick coat of paint just to dress them up. So, and I got the steering gear all primed up and ready for paint. I don't know if I said this or not, but I did put as much fluid in that as I could before I buttoned this cap up. So when it was sitting on, you know, this side up, I poured a bunch of fluid down in here through here, and then I put the shaft through them before I pushed this down all the way. I put some more fluid in it, and then tightened the cap. So it's been sitting around for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days full of fluid and no drips. Before, it was dripping on the floor, you know, just sitting in the car without even turning the wheel or anything. So the steering gear is ready for paint. Got the sway bar painted up so when the bushings come in, that can go back in. And the other shock too. So it's coming along. We'll get the suspension together totally in the next day or two, and the brakes on. I think the springs for the brakes came today. I got a package today I haven't opened, but I think the hardware kits for all 4 wheels came. And I've made this video over the course of 2 days. Yesterday it was chasing around everywhere. It wasn't on my list, the sawhorses from my dad's. I got to put everything on a list. If I don't have it on a list, I forget. And yeah, I didn't have them on the list, so they got left behind. So that's on the list when I go up to Shelby to inline tube to pick up all hydraulic brake lines, I'll swing back by my dad's and pick up the sawhorses. And again, keep an eye on my videos for the giveaway of that. Well, I think I got a fair amount done today. I got the steering gear primed. You know, got quite a bit done here, so I gotta get this all ready to spray maybe in the next couple of days, and the steering gear, and get the sway bar in, and get the sawhorses so I can get the paint off these, and then I can paint the inside. And I got to clean all this up and recaulk it and paint all that. So it's not like I lack things to do. But anyway, that's it for the day. If you like my video, hit the like button. If you want to see this neat old Galaxie restored, then subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching. I've had questions from one of my viewers about marine engines. Yeah, I was a marine mechanic for a long time, and I collected marine engines. This is a Keycoffer Mark 7, rated at 7.5 horsepower. So I just thought I'd do a little video on some of the motors. This one's totally restored. Runs really nice. Pumps water good. This one's a 2.5 horse Johnson. I don't remember the year of it. It's all original. Still has the tag. And this one here is a little newer. I think it's a TN26. I have everything to restore this. The decals, the paint. It's in good running order. It has a new water pump. You know, the coils, everything on it's good. Runs like a clock. You pull this lever out for neutral, and then you push it in for forward. It has no reverse. I have the correct recoil handle, the correct grip, everything I have for it. So I was going to restore this. This was originally a lighter green like this motor, and I have the paint for it. So that'll be a winter project. I'm going to sell all three of these motors, but I want to restore this one before I sell it. This 2.5 horse, I haven't run it in years. The last time I ran it ran perfect, but I do drain the fuel tank and the carburetor completely. It has a screw so you can drain the float bowl. So does this one. And this one here, the last time I ran it, I took all the fuel out of the tank, blew the fuel lines and filter out, took the carburetor off, cleaned it, put it back together, and it hasn't been started since then because I knew I wasn't going to run it much, so that's why. So probably if you put gas in this motor, it would probably fire right up in a few pulls. And they're just kind of some of the motors over the years that I've collected and restored. Let me see if I can. The light isn't good. I'm in my dad's basement. The light isn't really good down here, but yeah, kind of some of the outboards, just a few of them. And I've had people ask me if I still have the Bel Air. Yes, there it is. Can't see it till all covered up, but it'll be there until probably mid to late April. And I got a battery maintainer on it. So yeah, it's just all covered up for the winter season. The Bel Air is my first car. You know, I'll probably never sell it and probably have it until the day I die. It's a little sentimentally attached to it.